Hello, this video is to show you some tools and methods that you could have used to create the breakfast assignment challenge. Now, there are some things that I always start with when I introduce the assignment initially during the challenge phase, which are to, one, ignore the background. This wood grain is not worth your time. It's possible to make a wood grain pattern, but it's not worth the challenge for the small amount of time we have in class. The second tip that I give you is to start from the back and build forward. So the plate first, and then, for instance, the toast, and then the egg white, and then the egg yolk, the coffee mug, and then the coffee. And that way all your orders will be or your layers will be in the right order, and you won't have to adjust things. So let's get into Photoshop and look at some ways you could do this. The first thing I want to do is make sure that I start with a new layer. And everything in Photoshop should be on its own layer, which does make this layers panel cluttered sometimes, but it also gives you maximum flexibility over each individual element. So most people start with the brush tool when they start doing this, and go ahead and set my color over here. And that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but there are some things that you can do to make this easier. The first thing is this smoothing option. By default, I think it's set to 10%. I would increase this. This is one way you could do it. A lot of people start with just drawing a circle, and it's not going to be perfect. But after you draw it, then you can fill it in with the paint bucket. You may notice this little line. I'm going to click on that line to fill that in as well, so that you at least get a solid shape. There's an easier way with the brush tool, though. Even it's not even, I would say, maybe the best tool to use, but if we set the brush size to, let's say, 2500, and this will be different for everyone depending on what size file you started with. I started with the US letter size file, so it's 11 inches by 8.5 inches, rotated landscape instead of portrait. But that'll give you a good circle that you can use to start with the plate. I'll go ahead and leave that for now because I'm going to show you the other things as we go through the rest of this. So the next thing I want to do is, again, create a new layer. I'm going to go ahead and make the toast, and with the toast I'm going to use the rectangular marquee tool. I'll go ahead and click and drag to get the shape of the toast. I'll use the paint bucket to fill this in, get a darker brown color. All right, go ahead and fill that in, and then with the selection area that the marquee tool makes, you can deselect that by pressing Control D. And you'd want to do that because when it won't let you work outside of a selection area if you have one selected. So Control D. You also can, I'm just going to show you again, if you click off the side of the canvas without dragging, you can turn a selection area off that way as well. So let's see. The next step for this would be to touch up the edges, and for that I would just use the eraser tool. Again, my eraser tool is set to 64. The default, I think, is 10. Excuse me. And with the eraser, I'm just going to go around the edges here. I don't really care much, as long as I just have a kind of smoother, less rigid edge on the toast there. So I like that better. I'm going to go ahead and add an outline to this for the crust, and the way to do that is on the layer panel. If you double click on the right side of the layer, it will bring up the layer styles dialog box, and an outline is called a stroke in these programs, so I'm going to click on that to select it, and that will also, if I click on the word stroke, that will also load the settings for this, and I can adjust the size and the position of it, the blend mode, all this stuff, the color even. Alright, so I'm going to increase this a little bit. Actually, I think I need to change my color because I have a hard time seeing that. I'm just going to make this a little darker. That's better. I don't think that needs to be so big now. Alright, one more thing I'm going to do while I'm here is add a kind of, not really a texture, but a pattern overlay that's going to appear like a texture. And this was already set from the last time I did this. And so I like the way it's set. The opacity is very low. If I turn this up, then you'll see the blue that's in that pattern. but by turning it down I can get kind of the speckled effect that is on the bread. I can adjust the scale as well. There are other patterns in here, but I'm not going to go through all those right now. Okay, so the marquee tool also has an elliptical marquee. This could have been used to make the plate as well and filled in with the paint bucket. So that's another way that could have been done. And then another way is with the shape tool down here. The shape tool has rectangles, ellipse, and so on. I'm going to grab an ellipse, and the colors for the shape tools are here in the tool options bar. So I'm going to click this fill color option and go find a white. And I'll use that. Oh, by the way, there's a stroke automatically on the shapes, but you can turn it off if you choose this white box with the red line through it, so there will be no outline on this. And so what I'm going to do, this is going to create its own layer the first time I use it, so I'm going to go ahead and click and drag that. With this box still here, with this bounding box still here, I'm going to go ahead and rotate this shape just a little bit. And then I'll switch over to the Move tool, and if I hold the Alt key on my keyboard, I can click and drag, and then I can rotate this. If I press Control T, that'll let me transform it. There are other ways I could have accomplished that, but that was just the easiest to not go through a system. Press Enter when I'm finished. It's not exactly the way I would want, and positioning wise, but I can adjust that. I'm just using the arrow keys to get that exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and press the New Layer button, because if I press the Shape button, it's going to select whatever shape that was on the layer that was selected. And so I'll switch the color again to yellow this time. And if I hold the Shift key on my keyboard while I drag, and I'm going to let go of the mouse before I let go of the Shift key, then that will create a perfect circle. Same applies with the marquee tool. If you hold Shift, it will create either a perfect circle or a perfect square, depending on which one you have selected. Next step, from here on out, I'm going to, well, I shouldn't say from here on out. For the coffee cup, I would use the Shape tool again. Go ahead and set this back to white. Oh, Control Z to undo that. I'm going to make a new layer so I don't accidentally change that color. But I do have the elliptical tool still active. I'm going to switch to white. And then again, I'm going to hold the Shift key and drag out to create the mug. Make a new layer so that it doesn't change when I select the next setting. I'm going to use this color since it's already there. Shift key again for while I click and drag the coffee. Switch over to the Move tool. For the handle of the mug, it's not going to look exactly like the handle that's in the picture, but none of this is going to look exactly like the photograph. We're not going into that much detail here. With the rectangle tool, I can change the corner radius here, which I've already set to 30. So I'm going to make again another new layer. Switch this back to white, and just draw that like that, and then I'm going to move it to get better positioned to where it was in the picture. And again, if I need to adjust it, I can just nudge it with the arrow keys. Okay, now the last part, the bacon. I really think the best way to do the bacon is just using the brush. There are other ways to do it, and I'm going to show you something that I always show the kids in class, which is to use the elliptical marquee. And the reason that I show them this is because it's not something they would have done yet. So I've got a marquee, and on my keyboard, if I hold the Alt key while I click and drag over this, it will eliminate the part that overlaps. Excuse me. And so I can do that and then use the paint bucket to fill this in. A real good color for a bacon. I can fill that in. I don't really like that color. I think I want it. I don't know. The color's not really all that important, to be honest. Let's say We'll use that color for now. To get rid of this selection area, I'm going to press Control D, switch over to the eraser tool, and I can just touch up the edges here so I get kind of a rough edge like the bacon would have. And then with the rest, I would just use the brush tool, which I need to resize. And then some different colors here. And just fill in some different shapes. I actually don't like at all these colors that I've picked quickly for the bacon. It does not look the least bit tasty. But I would pick a dark and a light color to get the different colors of the darker pieces and lighter pieces of the bacon. I also might throw a layer style on this to get a stroke where the kind of edges are burnt, but I would adjust that pretty significantly and probably change that color as well to something that makes more sense for that. So that's what I go over with my kids. Obviously everything applies to different elements, even if I'd cancel that out, even if I didn't use it. So the layer styles you could use for anything to add the reflections in the coffee cup. I will double click the layer one for the plate to show you the bevel and emboss. And another thing about this, which is if I just click on the check mark or on the check box, it applies an effect, but it doesn't change the settings in the middle. And if I click on the name, the word or phrase there, that will load the settings here in the middle so I can see what I'm actually going to do. And you can see I did this same effect before. Increase that. I actually did this entire video before, but it's programmed for us, so here's to hoping. If you have any other questions, please let me know. And I hope this helps.